Okay. Welcome to part 2, in which we will talk about your scholarly identity and academic social networks. So ORCID, you can think of this as like a researcher's personal DOI, just like you would see on a journal article or perhaps a book chapter. This ORCID number will help distinguish you from other researchers globally and allows you to build a more consistent scholarly work profile. Using ORCID can help you if you are overwhelmed by managing multiple academic social profiles. And ORCID is not just limited to published works. Grant funders, associations, repositories, and other entities are including ORCID fields for researchers to help them curate a more comprehensive scholarly record. So let's talk about what ORCID can do for you. If you sign up for an ORCID ID, you can distinguish yourself. You can connect more easily to your contributions across the web space. It reduces form filling, which is great. You can improve your recognition and discoverability of yourself as a scholar and your research outputs. And one of the greatest things is that the ORCID ID is persistent and enduring. This is something that you can put in your email signature, you can place on your website, you can place on your CV, and people would be able to bring up your contributions very easily. And it is a very quick process to sign up for an ORCID ID. All you have to do is register, providing your name or your email, all this information, and then you register. One of the other great things about ORCID is that you can put in your name variations. So if you have multiple variations of your name, perhaps maybe a maiden name and a married name, you could put both of those into ORCID and help resolve some of those inconsistencies between publishing in one place where they may ask for your first name, middle name, and last name, or perhaps another place that you published before you got married and some place that you published after you got married. You can resolve that all within ORCID. So let's talk about academic social networks. Now think of academic social networks as the scholarly response to personal social networks like Facebook or Twitter, okay? Plus the professional aspect of a LinkedIn. All of those combined, once you add your research, would be an academic social network. Okay? Academic social networks help you with discoverability of not only you as a scholar, but also your research outputs. And one of the questions that people often ask me is which network they should build a profile in. And I'm going to tell you that it depends. So here are some things to consider. Which tools do you use most often? Okay. Do you use Google Scholar more? Or are you on Academia.edu more? Okay. And where are the public scholars in your field? Which academic network do you find most of them on? Because you want to be able to communicate or network with people who are interested or working in very similar fields to you. Another thing to consider is which can pull the most information for you. If you're thinking about being able to download metrics, you may want to prioritize a network that allows you to do that for free. Okay. And also think about whether the sources that this network pulls from are transparent. One of the issues with Google Scholar is that Google is infamously not transparent. Okay? So we do not know the sources for sure that Google pulls from. And the number of citations that you see on Google Scholar tend to be higher than what you would see in Web of Science or Scopus or Mendeley, because Google pulls from everywhere. Presentations, peer-reviewed articles, newspapers, it looks for a mention of the work anywhere, thus higher citation numbers. So again, think about where you want to be and which one is going to give you the most bang for your buck. Okay, and next up, Amanda is going to talk about publishing resources.